Welcome. Today we are going to look into how to find missing angles using simple equations. So again, getting back into two parallel lines which are cut by a transversal. Knowing their angle relationship, we can find out the angles. So on the screen, you're given two parallel lines. Let's say it's cut by following transversal. And in this scenario, let's say they're giving us angle, this one here, which is an interior angle. They're giving us this angle to be 60 degrees. And now they want you to find out this angle here. And they're like, hey, what is that angle? So let's look into some of our relationships with the transversal that we went over last time. And so if this is my transversal, and as far as angles being on the same spot, which we refer to as corresponding angles. So I would say this angle corresponds to this angle here. So we said that corresponding angles are congruent, making this angle 60 degrees as well. Okay. Now, every time we're given a straight line, we know it adds up to 180 degrees, which means that angle 1, which is 60 degrees, plus this blank angle, which we're looking for, would give us 180 degrees. So let's write that equation. So we're saying 60 plus, I don't know, that unknown angle. So maybe I can refer it to as x. Okay, 60 plus x. But what I know is that total should be 180. And now it's really solving for x using a simple equation. And we're just going to get rid of the 60 on both sides. And now it's a matter of solving for x. So 180 take away 60 gives me 120. So x equals to 120 degrees. Okay. And so we know this angle is 120. So I'm just going to erase it and write down 120. And knowing our angle relationships, let's look into some here. We know that opposite angles are congruent, which means they are vertical angles. So we know that then this angle becomes 120. Okay. And similarly, this angle here is also a vertical angle, and that is equivalent to 60 degrees. Also, if you were to look into some of the angle relationships like we did exterior angles, so alternate exterior angles. So let's say this is an exterior angle and its alternate is really this piece up here. We said alternate exterior angles are congruent, which means that this would be 120. And we also said that, I mean, you can find the other missing angles using other angle relationships. You want to do vertical angles. If it comes quickly, do that. But we also did alternate interior angles. So if my alternate interior angle is this one here, this is an interior angle. So it means this piece would be 120 as well. And similarly, the 60 degrees, which is up here, is also the congruent to the 60 degrees, which are also as alternate interior angles. So then I'm going to write this as 120. And The other missing angle here, it's 60 because it's opposite angles are congruent, as in vertical angles. And so, there are several ways of finding the missing angles, as long as you know that two lines are parallel, okay? But sometimes the lines are not parallel. So for example, if I'm given something like this, and, you know, maybe it's like this, okay? And it's cut by a transversal, okay? And so here they're telling us perhaps mm, this angle they're saying is 50, and this angle is 60, right? So as long as you can find out the missing angle, which correspond to the straight line. So here, this is really going to be, this is a straight line, 180 take away 60 gives us 120. All right, so you would know this is 120. And same thing here, you would do 180 take away 50, which is, what is 180? I'm just going to write it down. Minus 50, which is 130. Okay, so this angle is 130 degrees. And so if you look into the angle relationship here, you say, hey, the corresponding angles are not congruent. And same here, the corresponding angles are not congruent. So these two lines that are given to us, they're not parallel. Okay. So that would be it for today. Your task will be to find the missing angles and also look into the angle relationships when you're given two parallel lines. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Until next time, thank you.